Now, most of my videos are for small business owners and just giving some marketing advice or just maybe some advice on how to avoid some of the adversities that I had in my first 5 year in business. But some of you aren't really cut out to be small business owners. So let's talk about the 3 things that why you should become a business owner and why you should not become a small business owner. So last month, November of 2020, marked my 5 year anniversary in business. And I used to always, my first maybe 2 or 3 years, tell everybody, go in business for yourself, do what I do. Go through some of the daily victories, go through some of your daily adversities, and build your dream. Go after, build your empire. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But honestly, the more I've been in business, the longer I've been in business, the more I realize that not everybody's really cut out for it. Even though I really, believe that 99.99% of you are destined to, or are really kind of under realizing some of your dreams and have so much more potential than what you're doing right now. Being a small business owner isn't really cut out, it's made to be what you may think it really is. So let's talk about some of the reasons why you should and should not become a small business owner in 2021 if you're really thinking about it or contemplating that idea. Some of the reasons why you should not. Let's start with a should not first. You should not become a small business owner in 2021 if you're looking to get rich quick. Being in business for yourself is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And if you're going to do things right, if you're going to provide good products and services at the right price and the right compensation for it, and to do things correctly, you will not get rich overnight. It's not a wake up the next morning and you got 7 figures in your bank account. It's far from that. Doing things right, and even if you plan for everything, inevitably something's going to go wrong. Inevitably there's going to be something that you did not foresee in your business plan. Inevitably you're going to have hiccups and bumps and bruises along the way. And it's how you handle those bumps and bruises, and with the right mindset, knowing that this is a marathon and not a sprint. You should not become a small business owner if you want to get rich quick. The second reason why you should not become a small business owner is if you do not have the ability to check in your ego in at the door every morning. If you can't come into your office, or if you can't go, if you're working from home, or if you're going to do what I did and work out of a Starbucks at first, 2 years of business, if you don't check in your ego in at the door every day and realize that there's something for you to learn each and every day, then you should not become a small business owner. It's very, very humbling. It's very, you need to be grounded. You need to take your losses, as learning experiences, and you need to take your wins as wins, celebrate them for like 3.5 minutes and move on. If you have an ego that is large, then you should not be a small business owner. Who I was, honestly, 12, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, I would have not been able to survive 1 year in business who I was. My ego was too large. I was way too arrogant. That's a whole nother video, maybe for another time. But honestly, if you have an ego and if you're not able to check in that ego at the door every morning, then you should not be a small business owner. The third reason why you should not be a small business owner is if you're not completely all in. You have to completely all in, 100%. All in, dedicated, and realize that you are going to be working 50, 60, 70 hours a week. If you're not willing to put in 50, 60, 70 hours a week and do whatever it takes, and realize that you're not going to have a vacation for a couple of years, minimum. If you want to get in business for yourself and you want to do it right, And if you have a family around you, if you have, you're dating someone, whatever the case may be, you got to tell those people around you that you're not going to go on vacation for a couple of years if you're going to do this right. You should not be a small business owner if you're not all in, and if you're not willing to work 50, 60, 70 hours a week, or if you need a vacation in the next couple of years. You should not be a small business owner if you can't commit to that. Now I can take the easy way out and say, well, just the opposite of what I said, why you should not. If you can, then you should become a small business owner. But let's try to be a little bit different in those 3 reasons why I'm going to come up with, or provide you with right now, 3 reasons why you should be a small business owner. Number 1, first and foremost, stop working on someone else's dream 40 hours a week and start doing something for yourself. And that's the biggest reason right there why you should be a small business owner. I know so many people who are absolutely amazing. They're incredible. They're way more intelligent than I am. They're way more brilliant than I am. They have so much more, they're much more creative than I am. They're so much more exponentially than they are than I am. But they're working for somebody else. So they're doing, they're utilizing their talents and resources for somebody else, or if at all. Start doing it for yourself. Start working towards your own dreams and putting in that time for yourself instead of for somebody else. And if you think you have that capacity to do it, then there is no way you're going to retire when you want to retire, or do what you want to do after you do and want to hang it all up. So the biggest reason is to stop doing it for somebody else and start building your dream for yourself. The second reason, and I know the first reason why you said you should not, is that you're not going to get rich overnight. But over time, if you comparatively speak, okay, I'm going to be working 40 hours for somebody else over the next 3 years, and where you're going to be, as opposed to working for yourself for the next 3 years and where you're going to be financially, of course, that's when it's going to hit. If you want to earn more and be able to do what you want to do, when it's all said and done, of course you're going to have the potential to earn more. If you're doing it for yourself, you have the potential to create a much more, to reach your dreams, to take the cap off some of your dreams, to take the limits off some of your dreams you currently have right now. If you really want to have that freedom to be able to really do what you want to do, then you're not going to be able to do what you want to do by working 40 hours a week for somebody else. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen that first year, maybe even not that second or third year. But eventually, the only way you're going to be able to achieve or do what you want to do, or be able to provide the way you want to provide, for yourself and your family, you're not going to do it working 40 hours a week for somebody else. You're going to do it as a small business owner. So for the second reason, to really be able to achieve your dreams, much more apt, much more possible to do as a small business owner as working for somebody else. And the third reason why you should become a small business owner next year is that there's so much more resources and means to really, you could really have your business up and going in a week if you really were adamant about it, and if it was the right business, the right niche, and if it was the right market. If you already have a lot of it up here in your mind, you could literally take a week off of work and put this together. What I do is I do social media marketing for small businesses. I probably had about $100 to my name and a laptop, and I started my business. Now, I did have a marketing background. I always kept up on my marketing, and I had the background and experience to really put this together, what I'm doing now, in about a week, to be honest with you. So it's possible. You could really have this up and going with minimal expense and minimal cost, maybe some of the resources you already have. Maybe there is a coffee shop across the street and you have a laptop and you're tenacious and you just want to get after it, then get after it, right? So the third reason is because it's just possible. It's just more possible now, more than ever, to really get after and build your business. Now, with that being said, what I did is that I was still at my job, and then I gave myself 6 months to that day when I decided, or when I started my business, I was going to quit. So obviously I saved up as much money as I could. I planned ahead of time, so I had some money in the bank. If you have any questions or comments on more of how I did that, then put them in below or email me. My email is going to be in the description of the video. And I'll be more than happy to share a little bit more of what I did and how I failed and why I succeeded. But really, I mean, the possibilities are there. That's the third reason why you should be a small business owner, because you can. Simple. So there you have it, 3 reasons why you should not, and 3 reasons why you should go after some of your dreams in 2021 and become a small business owner. But I want to preface where I want to put a little asterisk on this. I do appreciate the spirit of multi-level marketing, direct marketing, whatever you want to call it, but that's not being a small business owner. I'm sorry. I know I'm going to offend some people. I'm sorry. I have some friends that are in MLMs. But it's not really a true small business because you're limited on a bunch of stuff. You can't use a lot of your creativity. You're limited on what you can put on social media. You're really limited, honestly, on how much you can earn. You just are. So if you want to be a small business owner in 2021, you're not allowed. If you're watching this video, you're not allowed to take a shortcut and become a part of an MLM. It's not going to happen to the extent that they claim it's going to happen. It's not a turnkey small business. It's not like a proven business. It's not. They want to earn some of the money that you're going to get off of you and your closest friends and your family right away, and they earn off of that, and you don't earn anything after that. They don't teach you anything about small business. They don't teach you how to sell. You're limited on your resources and the capacity in which you can. Now, if you had a bunch of different products and worked with many different multi-level marketing companies, and maybe you coordinated or maybe customized packages for your potential clients, and maybe that could be a possibility, is kind of somewhat of a small business replication, maybe, if that's the right word. But don't take the easy way out and join an MLM and say you're a small business owner. It's not going to happen. Okay?